Hi everybody, welcome to another English class here on Verbling.com. My name is Lisa and I'm one of the English teachers here at Verbling, and in this hour we're going to be having a reading class, and I chose an article today that's from success.com, and I put the link to it already up in the Verbling chat box there, where you can go and you can click on that link and that will take you to the document where I copied and pasted it. I'm also going to post the original link right there in the Verbling chat, so you can see the page where I got this. We're going to be reading this together in class today, so if you have a reservation for this hour, you can go ahead and use your reservation now to come into the Google Hangouts here with me. If you don't have a reservation, then you can just wait 2 minutes until that button appears. It's the Join Class button. It comes up here at the top of the video. This is a live streaming class, and it is available for 1 hour here live, and then it'll be available on the website later. So if you ever miss a class, you can always go back and watch the video to see what was happening in the class. It's a nice resource. Okay, hi Cesar, how are you?
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay.
How was your day?
Oh, I'm working.
Working?
Yes. No, that's great.
Yeah, good. Remind me, what do you do for work, Cesar?
I am working now in a company, oil and gas company.
Oh, right. Yeah. Are you an engineer or
No, I am piping designer.
what type of designer?
My job consists in designs piping systems,
Oh,
uh,
piping
to,
systems. Okay.
piping systems to interconnected equipment.
Okay. Is this for like systems that are like underground or in the water or
Both,
where?
the
Both.
both
Okay.
systems underground, above ground, uh,
Uh-huh.
to facilities of production of the oil and gas,
Mm.
onshore and offshore.
Oh, okay. Wow. So when it says oil and gas, so first you get the crude oil out, but then it gets refined at the refinery into gas. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So so different types of pipes perhaps for the
Not really
oil?
is the same. Not
No?
really the same. We have to use the same type of piping to transport oil or gas, but the difference consists in you have to use different codes of design for both fluids.
Okay.
You use a code design for transport oil, different like to transport gas.
Oh, okay.
But the materials, for example, the piping materials is the same.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, interesting. So where are you running the pipes from? Like from the source to the refinery? Is that like one
Yes,
path?
yes.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
this the from wall is the place that the oil go out from the underground of the earth,
Hmm.
transporting by line of pipe and go on to the refinery or the pump stations or um, how do you say almacenamiento, almacenar algo,
Oh,
uh,
I don't know that word.
is using tanks,
Uh-huh.
tanks for I don't remember how is the word.
For tanks for like a gas station?
Excuse me.
For like a tank from the gas
Yes.
station? Oh, okay, so
uh, or
or
oil or
oil.
gas.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And finally, is sold or is using to consume the people, for example, the gas.
Uh-huh. To use the gas. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. That's that's an interesting process. Yeah, because it's from all the different pipes. And how far down in the earth do you have to go usually with the pipes? Hi, Koba. Welcome. I see you. Welcome. Kobe, is your name Jacob?
Yeah, it's like Jacob, but
Jacob.
I think it's Jacob.
Yeah, in English it would be Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob. Okay. I was just talking to Cesar a little bit while we were waiting for people to join us. He has an interesting job that I don't know very much about, so I was learning. Thank you, Cesar.
All right, Lisa.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. So many different things that are going on out in the world today. So
Good.
yeah. Okay, so why don't we go ahead? We can get started. There might be some other people who join us. You never know here on Verbling who's going to show up in the class. You can come, at the beginning of the class, but if you can't make it, it's always okay to join the class at any time. So if you come to Verbling and you see that a class is happening and you decide you have some time and you want to jump in, then it's totally okay to do that. That's what we're here for. All right, so today what I have for you guys is this article that I got from this website here called Success.com. Success is a magazine, and as you can imagine, it's for people who are interested in success, whether it be in different type of industries or in general, like as a business person, an entrepreneur, somebody who's interested in being successful in whatever it is that they're doing. So there are lots of different types of articles in this magazine and also online. A lot of them are kind of inspirational and also helping you get organized, set goals, that type of thing. So I found this one that's kind of fun. Not too serious. We were talking about news yesterday, and that's more serious, but this is called Don't Be an Old Grump. Here are 9 ways to think young. So we're going to read about that and see what they have to say and see what it means to stay young. All right. So the way I'll do it is as normal. I'll read out loud so you guys can hear how I'm pronouncing the words. And then you guys will have a chance to read, and I'll go over some words. And since if it stays small like this, I think we'll have time to also discuss the article, so it's always fun to hear what you guys think about the article and how it might relate to your own experience in your own lives. So, yeah, let's just get started, and if other people join us, we'll add them into the turn of reading. All right, so don't be an old grump. Here are 9 ways to think young, ideas to help you kick your old man attitude to the curb. All right, there's an expression right there to start us off. Youth is wasted on the young, or at least that's what they say. But it would be a travesty if it were true. Youth is not only a time of life, it's also a state of mind. Harvey Mackey, best-selling author and business speaker, says he stopped counting after his 39th birthday. He still considers himself young, and he intends to stay that way. Okay, hi, Amparo, welcome. Whoops.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing well, thanks. We're going to learn how to stay young.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. All right, here we go. Okay, Jacob, why don't you go ahead and start? You can read all that for us.
Youth is wasted on the young, or at least that's what they say, but it would be a travesty if it were true. Youth is not only a time of life, it's also a state of mind. Harvey Mackay, best-selling author and business speaker, says he stopped counting after his 39th birthday. He still considers himself young, and he intends to stay that way.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I want to go over some of the stuff here. I'm putting that link there because I want to share that with you. So here in the subtitle, so a grump, maybe first of all I need to explain that. An old grump is somebody like, usually we think of an old man, sometimes old women too, but usually it's associated with like an old man who's just kind of grumpy. He goes, I don't like this and I don't like that, and he's always complaining about something, and just not happy and that kind of thing. If you see the new movie by Robert Downey Jr., The Judge, the older man who's played by oh, what's his name? He's a really famous actor, Robert Duvall, I think. He kind of is a grumpy old man in that movie. He's the judge. But that gives you an idea. Anyways, that's what that means. And then here's an expression. It's kind of broken up here. To kick somebody, so here, your old man, to the curb. This is a kind of a new expression, so I put the link to the Urban Dictionary. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this Urban Dictionary. This is kind of a new phenomenon here. In English, we have, of course, new sayings and expressions coming out all the time, people using words together in new ways. And so Urban Dictionary is a good place to go to try to find out what some of these mean if you hear them. So this one is kicked to the curb. It kind of means, like here, it says to be fired from one's job. That's one definition. To break up with someone in a negative manner, like you kick your boyfriend to the curb, you're done with him, you don't want to be around him anymore. To send your boyfriend away, that kind of thing. So basically the idea is to get rid of something. So in this subtitle, it means you're kicking your old man attitude to the curb. So you're getting rid of that attitude that you have. So you're going to kick it to the curb. The curb is here in the United States, in a lot of neighborhoods we have, sidewalks and stuff. And in the city you have sidewalks. And the curb is that part of the sidewalk that goes up, and then you would step off of the curb into the street. If you were going to walk from the sidewalk to the street, you have to step down off the curb into the street. So that's what it means, kick it to the curb. So get rid of it. All right, so that's what it means. It's a very modern day expression, used a lot by the young people especially. All right, so youth is wasted on the young. So this is kind of a saying that maybe, I don't know if you people say it in Spanish or, Jakob, where are you from?
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia, yeah, okay. So I don't know if you have something like this in your language, but the idea is, when you're young, you're so young, your youth is kind of wasted on you because you don't have wisdom until later in your life. So you have all this energy, but you don't necessarily have a lot of common sense or wisdom yet. So that's the saying. And he says, but it would be a travesty. A travesty is like a terrible thing. It would be a terrible thing if it were true. So this is kind of the use of the subjunctive here, but we don't use it so much in English. But you might see it, somebody say it if it was true, but the proper way to say it is actually if it were true. So the editor caught that here. Sometimes you'll even read it incorrectly. All right, so it's not only a time of life, but it's also a state of mind. So it's like your attitude. Your state of mind is how you're thinking about things. And so this guy, this best-selling author, he says he stopped counting. So that means he stopped counting his birthdays. Some people just keep having the same birthday every year. I'm just 39 still. And because he wants to consider himself young still, he intends to stay that way. So his intention is, or what he wants, what he wants to happen in the future is to stay young in his mind. Obviously, he knows his body is going to age, but you can still stay young in your mind and in your spirit, in your attitude. That's the idea here. All right, you can have a youthful outlook and attitude at an old age, or an old fogey attitude at a young age. The choice is yours. Want to stay young at heart and mind? Here are Mackie's ideas to help you. All right, one is keep only cheerful, positive friends. You can pick your friends, and I like to choose those who are positive and those who challenge me. They make me feel good. They don't drag me down or make me angry at the world. Okay, Cesar.
Okay. You can have a youthful outlook and attitude at an old age, or an old foggy attitude at a young age. The choice is yours. Want to stay young at heart and mind? Here are Mickey's ideas to help you. 1. Keep only cheerful, positive friends. You can pick your friends, and I like to choose those who are positive and those who challenge me. They make me feel good. They don't drag me down or make me angry at work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is another word that's kind of like an old grump, an old fogey. So if somebody says, "Ah, he's just an old fogey," it means he has a old kind of person's attitude. Which would be what, like something you're not open to new ideas. You like only the things that were popular in your time when you were young. That kind of stuff. You're just kind of stuck in the old way of life. That's what it means to have a old fogey attitude. All right, so here are his recommendations for staying young. So to stay young, and the preposition here is at. So to stay young at heart, or in your heart or in your mind. But we say to stay young at heart or at mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes I like to point that out because those are kind of tricky. So if you want to use that, I want to stay young at heart, or he's somebody who is young at heart still. That's how you use that expression. All right, so cheerful, it means happy, positive friends, cheery. Pick positive friends, those who challenge me, make you think about new things in life, that kind of stuff. Oh, we had one more sentence there. Make me feel good. They don't drag me down. So this is an expression, if somebody can drag you down, it means like make you feel sad, make you feel upset. Just like maybe you're in a good mood and then you come across a friend and they start complaining about everything, and then later you just feel kind of wasted. That means that person, you let that person drag you down. So pick your friends. And the negative people see the difficulty in every opportunity, while positive people see the opportunity in every difficulty. So kind of a play on words here. They're always focused on the difficulties, and the positive people are always focused on the opportunities, even if you're having problems. Okay. Here's some noise there. All right. Number 2, keep learning. I think Henry Ford put it best when he said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. I've always said that you should be in school all your life. Never stop learning. Okay, Amparo.
Keep learning. I think Henry Ford put it best when he said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. I've always said that you should be in school all your life. Never stop learning.
Mm-hmm. Henry Ford, of course, is the automaker here in the United States who created the conveyor belt and some other technologies for putting together those cars pretty quickly. And so his main idea is to keep learning. So anyone who keeps learning stays young. And he says here, everybody should be in school. Do you think he really means like in school, or what do you think he means, Amparo?
No, just in general that you're learning in
Yeah.
every year.
Sure. So we equate school with learning because that's what most people do. They go to school to learn things when they're younger, but that's the idea. Stay in school means to just keep learning. Yeah. Good. Okay, number 3, enjoy the simple things. Don't forget to take time to enjoy the things that you like to do. Go for a walk or to the movies, read a good book, watch a favorite TV show, spend time with your family. You have to have a good balance in life. Okay, Jacob.
Enjoy the simple things. Don't forget to take time to enjoy the things that you like to do. Go for a walk or to the movies. Read a good book. Watch a favorite TV show. Spend time with your family. You have to have a good balance in life.
Good. I think you guys probably understand all that stuff. You have to take time. So take time just means spend the time. Make sure you put it in your day somehow. So if you need to schedule it or just go do it. Some people who are very busy these days, they don't get around to doing all these things that they enjoy because they're so busy with work. Okay. And also here, you have to have a good balance. So we use this a lot in English. You have to have. You could also say you must have. It's necessary to have. It's a good idea to have. You could say it in a lot of different ways there. Number 4, laugh often. Starting your day with a good laugh or at least a big smile is as beneficial to your health as it is to your mood. Scientific studies have concluded that laughter benefits the heart, lungs, stomach, and other organs. It relaxes tensions, changes attitude, and increases the body's natural painkillers. Plus, it has no harmful side effects. You can read, Cesar.
Okay. Laugh often. Starting your day with a good laugh or a big smile is beneficial to your health as easy as it is to your mood. Scientific studies have concluded that laughter benefits the heart, lungs, stomach, and other organs. It relaxes tensions, changes attitude, and increases the body's natural painkillers. Plus, it has no harmful side effects.
Mm-hmm. Laugh. So laughter. So starting your day. So that just means in the morning, sometimes whenever you get up and you're going to start your day, start doing the things that you're going to do, having a good laugh or at least a big smile is as beneficial. This is the construction here. It's as beneficial to your health as. So as something else. Beneficial just means as good. So it's as good to your health or for your health as it is for or to your mood. Your mood is how you feel, whether you're happy, you're sad, depressed, excited. It's how you're feeling in the moment. And the scientific studies have concluded, that means they have found the conclusion, that they reached after their research studies that shows that it's good for a lot of things in our bodies, our heart, our lungs, stomach, and other organs. So like our liver, I guess, maybe, something like that. It relaxes our tensions. Tension is like when you get stressed out in your body, your muscles tighten up. That's kind of like you're tense. That's tension. So it helps you to relax. And it's a good way to change your attitude. And also it's a natural painkiller, so you don't have to maybe take Tylenol or something like this. Maybe you just need to have a good laugh. And this is a funny one. It has no harmful side effects. So harmful means dangerous, and a side effect is something that usually happens like with medication. You might take a medication for one issue, but it could have possible negative side effects, like it makes you gain weight or makes you sleepy or something like this. So laughter's good all around. All right, number 5, stay in shape. Exercise is good for your mind as well as your body. Studies show that healthy employees have decreased absenteeism, better performance, and improved morale. I've always felt that a healthy workforce is a productive workforce. The human body is the only machine that wears out faster if it is not used. Cherish your health. If you're healthy, do what you can to preserve it. If your health is unstable, improve it. If it is beyond what you can improve, get help. Okay, Amparo?
Stay in shape. Exercise is good for your mind as well as your body. Studies show that healthy employees have decreased absenteeism, better performance, and improved morale. I've always felt that a healthy workforce is a productive workforce. The human body is the only machine that wears out faster if it's not used. Cherish your health. If you're healthy, do what you can to preserve it. If your health is unstable, improve it. If it's beyond what you can improve, get help.
Get help. All right, so staying in shape, another way to say that is like stay fit. So to be in shape or to be fit means like your body's, you're not overweight, you're not too out of shape. Being out of shape means like if you try to run a little bit, it's too hard, you can't breathe, that kind of stuff. So being in shape means you have a certain level of, exercise that you're doing that's helping your muscles stay in good shape. I just keep using the same thing, in shape, but it means when you're feeling good. Yeah. So exercise, of course, is good for your mind as well as your body. That we've been hearing that for many years now. This word absenteeism, when we're talking about employees, for example, when they don't come to work, that means they are absent. Also,
Uh-huh.
that's what we say is for students, they are absent if they don't come to class.
Uh-huh.
So if you have healthier employees, they have decreased absenteeism. So that means they're coming to work more often. They're not staying home sick or something. And they perform better. And they also have improved or better morale. Morale is kind of like how they feel at work, their attitude, their mood. Are they excited about coming to work and doing a good job, or are they kind of bored and want to go home and hate their jobs, that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's their morale. And a healthy workforce is a more productive workforce. So people who are generally healthy, in good shape, they tend to be more productive, do more work, get more things done, that kind of idea. All right, it's the only machine that wears out faster if it's not used. So to wear out, there's a phrasal verb for you. To wear out means it's no longer good. So like if you buy something, and you use it, that's usually when something wears out. Like maybe you bought a pair of pants and you wore them for 5 years and now they have holes in them or something. They're worn out. So they have worn out. But they're saying that our body wears out faster if we don't use it. So we need to walk, exercise, get outside, that type of thing. So cherish your health. If you cherish something, it's really important to you. Like we cherish our children. You might cherish something that's very important to you that somebody gave you, that kind of thing. So you want to take care of it and preserve it. So to preserve something means to take care of it, to make sure it lasts, it doesn't wear out. If your health is unstable, so it's not in a good, you're not in good shape right now, or there's something wrong, maybe you can start exercising or something to improve it. But if you can't improve it, you need to get help. So maybe you have some kind of actual medical problem or something that you need help with. All right, of course, another one, number 6, be happy. You are responsible for your own happiness. We sometimes convince ourselves that life will be better after we get a job, make more money, get married, have a baby, or buy a bigger house. Yet, the accomplishment of any of those events might not make any difference at all. There is no magic secret to happiness, but it starts in your head. Okay, Jacob.
Be happy, you're responsible for your own happiness. We sometimes convince ourselves that life will be better after we get a better job, make more money, get married, have a baby, or buy a bigger house. Yet the accomplishment of any of those events might not make any difference at all. There is no magic secret to happiness, but it starts in your head.
Mm-hmm. So this is a big thing in success literature, especially. You are responsible for your own happiness. So nobody else can make you happy or is responsible for making you happy, or you can't expect that you're responsible for it yourselves. But a lot of times we think we'll be happier if something else happens, and he gives you a list of all these things that you might think, well, I'm going to be happier when this happens to me. Yet the accomplishment of, so getting those, if you accomplish something, it means you do what you wanted to do, you have success. And so even if you get a better job or you make more money, it's no guarantee that you will be happier. It might not make a difference at all. So to make a difference means to make a change, like you think you're going to be happy and then you will, but it might not. It might not have any difference in your life at all just because you got a better job or you made more money. So there's no magic secret. No, it's not something that, people, you have to buy a pill or something like this. No, it starts in your head. That's his advice. You have to deal with it in your own mind. In your head means in your mind, in your own brain. It's your responsibility. That's the idea there. And don't stress out. You can't escape stress. Let me move it down here so we get all of it. You can't escape stress, but you can avoid creating unnecessary anxiety. You just need to find a stress reliever. Mine is sports. Going to a game, playing golf, swimming, or jogging. If the stress just won't go away, then you have to make some changes in your life that might be more stressful in the short term, but healthier in the long run. Okay, Cesar.
Don't stress out. You can't escape stress, but you can avoid creating unnecessary anxiety. You just need to find a stress reliever. Mine is sports, going to a game, playing golf, swimming, or jogging. If the stress just won't go away, then you have to make some change in your life that might be more stressful in the short term, but healthier in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Don't stress out. So to stress out means to get nervous or crazy or too worried about something. I think we all understand that if we feel stressed out.
Uh-huh.
You can't escape stress, so you can't really just leave it, get rid of it, but you can avoid, you can make sure not to create unnecessary anxiety. So anxiety is when you feel anxious, you're like worried about something, but sometimes we do it unnecessarily. Like maybe we don't really have to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow or this weekend, something like that. So his advice is not to try to run away from it, but actually just find a way to relieve it. So if you can relieve your stress, that's called a stress reliever. So that's used as a noun right there. So he says mine is sports. So, and then he gives some ideas for what type of things he likes to do to relieve his stress. And if it just won't go away, so if he can't get rid of that stress, or if you can't, he's telling us we have to make some changes. So to make a change, maybe you have to change your job, maybe you have to change your schedule, something like that, even if it's actually more stressful in the short term. So here, here they mixed up the words a little bit. The short term, so that's like, for the next week or so, but it'll be healthier in the long run. He could say long term as well, but we don't say short run too much. It's a short term or the long run or the long term. So it might be better for you over, the rest of your life, even if it's more stressful right now for the next month or something like that. That's what that means. And don't take guilt trips. I remember a story about the worry tree. At night, an accountant would go home from work and place all his worries on a tree in his front yard. The next morning, he would pick up those worries on his way to work. But surprisingly, they weren't as heavy the next day. Okay, Amparo.
Don't take guilt trips. I remember a story about the worry tree. At night, an accountant would go home from work and place all his worry on a tree in his front yard. The next morning, he would pick up those worries on his way to work, but surprisingly, they weren't as heavy the next day.
Do you understand what it means to take guilt trips? You know what a guilt trip is? What, Amparo?
I suppose don't feel worried about something, don't feel guilty about anything.
Pretty much, yeah. So like we can talk about guilt trips. Like you could give somebody a guilt trip, like you try to make that person feel guilty or ashamed of something, or you could be on your own guilt trip where you feel worried or ashamed that something happened or something like that. So this is kind of a funny thing about the worry tree. So if you worry about something, you can't stop thinking about it. You're worrying. I wonder what I'm going to do tomorrow. What is my boss going to tell me? Maybe he's going to fire me. Something like that. So he had this story about the accountant, and I think that's pretty funny. He would place all his worries on a tree. So it's kind of a metaphor. You can't really do this, but in your mind, it's like, okay, I'm just going to let you, all my worries, I'm going to put you here on this tree, and then in the next morning, he would pick up those worries on his way to work. So to pick them up, again, that just is in your mind, and so it just is a way to stop thinking about all the things you're worried about, come back to them in the morning, and in fact, when you have that time and the distance, they don't seem as heavy. So here, this word heavy means as important or as pressing or serious maybe. So the next day you feel more relief. That's the idea. 9. Visualize yourself as youthful and with endless energy. I learned years ago that visualization is the most powerful means of attaining personal goals. Visionaries can achieve whatever they want by determining a plan to attain it and expecting positive results. Okay, Jacob. This part right there. Jacob, your microphone is muted.
And I was reading.
Okay, there you go. Now I hear you.
Visualize yourself as youthful and with endless energy. I learned years ago that visualization is the most powerful means of attaining personal goals. Visionaries can achieve whatever they want by determining a plan to attain it and expecting positive results.
Good. So visualize yourself. Visualize is just a word where you see things in your mind. So you're just closing your eyes maybe, and then you're going to see yourself as youthful, as a young person in your mind, and with endless energy. So endless means it doesn't end, so without an end. So it just goes on and on and on. So you have tons and tons of energy. And he's saying he learned years ago, so that's one way to talk about the past. I learned years ago that, so that's the construction. Visualization is a powerful means of attaining personal goals. So to attain means to get them, to succeed, to achieve in getting something that you want, a goal of yours. Visionaries, so those that's the plural there. These are people who envision something in the future, something grand. You know, usually you think of people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, things like people like that who, you know, they got to where they are now by seeing what it could be in the future. What could, you know, a computer be, or what could this look like, and how can we use this, that kind of thing. And they can achieve whatever they want. So it doesn't matter. It's kind of like unlimited possibilities there. But you do it by determining a plan. So that's like making a plan. You're kind of in your mind. You're figuring out a plan on how you're going to reach this goal, how you're going to attain it, and then you're going to expect positive results. So your expectation is that it will happen. That's what you believe will happen. You don't think it won't happen. Visualization doesn't do the planning, and it doesn't anticipate the obstacles, but it gives you a real idea of what is possible if you want it bad enough. Vision is not so much what you think as how you think. If you can visualize it, you can make it happen. Yes, sir.
Okay, visualization doesn't do the planning and it doesn't anticipate the obstacles, but it gives you a real idea of what is possible if you want it bad enough. Vision is not so much what you think as how you think. If you can visualize it, you can make it happen.
Okay, anticipate. Anticipate is a verb, to anticipate something, which means to know that something in the future is going to happen, so you're anticipating that this will or won't happen. So either you can or you can't. We use it like that. You can anticipate, or you can't, or you do, or you don't. So you either know kind of what's going to happen or you don't. So in this case, you can't really know what's going to happen in your future, what kind of obstacles or problems you might come across in the future. But it gives you a real idea of what is possible. So if you never think about it, you never visualize it, you might not know what's possible. But this is basically if you want it bad enough. If you want it bad enough, that's an expression we use to mean like if you really, really, really want something. You want it bad enough. So then you're going to you'll probably get it. You know, if you use this idea of visualizing it, you can make it happen. So to make something happen means you just keep working at it, and eventually it's going to happen for you. That's kind of the idea here. All right, so Mackey's moral. If you want to stay youthful, stay useful. All right, so learn how to handle the grumps to deflect bad attitude when complainers drag you down. All right, Amparo.
My case moral is you want to stay useful, stay useful. Learn how to handle the grumps to deflect bad attitudes when complainers drag you down.
So stay youthful, stay useful. So keep learning things, keep being of use to others is what that really means, and learn how to handle the grumps. So if you start, if you've come across grumpy people, you can deflect their bad attitudes. So deflect is kind of like you do that with a shield. You know, like if you have a shield and somebody tries to shoot you, and the shield protects you, it deflects the bullet or something off of the shield, and so you don't get hurt. So you can deflect their bad attitudes when a complainer, that's used as a verb there, complainers drag you down. All right, so that's the link. Now let's talk about it here. So let's go to number 1. Amparo, what do you agree or disagree with this idea as a strategy for kind of being young and being positive? Can you pick only positive friends, or should you just accept anybody into your life? Maybe your brother or your sister's not a very positive person. What do you do?
I think it's impossible to just be surrounded by positive friends, but that depends on your attitude. In most of the cases, if you are going to be affected by for everything that they said, you are going to they are going to drag you down.
Yeah.
But that depends on you. You cannot live in a bubble without this kind of aptitude. So it's a kind of impossible. But try to live in your best way, I think.
So maybe if you come to go visit somebody and they're kind of in a grumpy mood, or they're complaining a little bit, you don't just leave and say, okay, I can't stand this, but maybe you don't take it personally or let it affect you, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Cesar, what do you think? Is it possible to just have cheerful, positive friends?
We are talking about the first point.
Yes, number
Yes.
1.
When I consider that I am very positive, I can like to make friends all time. I don't think that I try to pick pick friends. It's okay.
Yeah,
Pick
pick
friends.
friends. Yeah.
Because I like to meet all kind of people, because the people have your own thing and your own ways to think the things,
Yeah.
and I like about them.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with with this article in the case that if I choose the better friends,
Yeah.
these people may make me feel happy and make me found about them help and learn all the things all the time. Is good for me and around me with good people and positive people all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. And maybe that's another thing is, like, Amparo, maybe what you're saying is, I think this guy in the article is, maybe there are some people who pretty much every time you see them, they're just complaining about stuff. But normal, everyday people, you have your ups and downs. So maybe if something happened, of course, you feel upset or something, but it's not your usual attitude towards life. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think? Do you try to find positive friends, or do you just
I
them
have
however they are?
I have a lot of friends, and some of them are really annoying, but they are my friends anyway. So
Yeah.
and I try to not spend a lot of times with them, and I try to spend my free time with friends who I have similar like attitudes towards the life. And I don't want to like leave my friend because you are not as good as I am and things like this. So anyway, it is very important to pick up positive and cheerful friends. It is very important because it depends. Uh, Bad friends can make your life very difficult. And I have seen people that their friends have a big influence on them, and
Sure.
they are in like they live, maybe they use drugs because their friends do, and they do some
Mm.
criminals because their friends do. And I think it is very, very important to have positive and cheerful friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too, especially like for example when you're a teenager, a lot of times you're trying to figure out who your friends are and who you want to hang around with, and if you get caught up with some friends who are doing things like you said, drinking, taking drugs, they really can have a big influence on you. So uh it's good to be able to know like what you want to do because you're probably going to be very similar friends in a lot of ways. So
Yes.
yeah, that's true. Okay, Amparo, what do you think about the keep learning? I think pretty much anybody who's on Verbling would agree with this idea of
Yes,
keep learning.
definitely. Yes, I read that it's also necessary if you don't want to get Alzheimer. This
Mm,
researchers there said that you have to practice, for example, with crosswords or something that try to your mind
mm-hmm.
working every day.
Yeah,
Because if you just have a sedentary life, probably your machine, internal machine, is going to stop working for that, and you are going to get sick.
yeah.
So it's necessary to continue learning every day, and I think it's a good tool.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's almost hard not to nowadays because so many new things are happening. Just even think like learning how to use the latest smartphone, learning how
Yeah,
to use
yeah,
new
yeah. It's a new
technologies.
challenge every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, if you
Maybe.
would want to be at the same time with the technology, well, you have to learn every day.
Right. Yeah. I know. I can already see that my
And
kids
I suppose
are
that
ahead.
it's kind of boring if you stop learning.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cesar, what do you think about this? Do you like the idea of continuing to learn while you're alive?
Okay, I understand that the means of keep learning is according to to learn about the old people and your own life and your experience and your dreams,
Hmm.
and this kind of situations of each person is very it's like for me like a reference, and that I understand is if my life is current is go to good life. I don't understand. I don't know if you understand me. um Learning about the people or learning about the things around me help me to found avoid my lifestyle and avoid to kind of life that I want to do.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think the way I understand this, the idea of keep learning is it could be anything. Learning more about yourself, like personal growth. It could be learning new things like technology, reading books, learning how to golf. I don't know, something could be having better relationships with your family members. Pretty much just keeping your mind always active with something new.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Hi, Alex. I see you joined us.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm just trying my cell phone to see if this working on the cell phone, the
Sounds
iPhone.
good. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, we're just going over this article that we already read, and we're on number 2 here. So, Jacob, what do you think about learning? Do you keep learning new things even though you're out of school? Do you keep trying to? I mean, I know you're learning English. What about other things?
Yeah, I think it is very important to keep learning, because there are many things which people should know, and they don't have to be like person has to be very experienced and to have need to have knowledge of life and what to do and how to bring up children and how to give people advice when they need. And I think when somebody stops learning, it is like uh, imaged like crashed computer, because when child is little, it's like empty memory card, and then
Yeah.
you put things and you grow, and how much you put in your memory card, the wise you are, I think. And it is that's why it's very important to keep learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Alex, what do you think about this idea of you have to keep learning throughout your life, even as you get older?
Well, actually, I'm still studying because I have 43 years old. I'm still studying to be a teacher, so I think it's very important to have a goal because
Hmm.
that is the life. If you give up, so everything is gonna be boring. So I think you have
Yeah.
to you have to study all the time. I like to study most English, so I study English since I've been here in the United States since 2003. But
Uh-huh.
actually, I don't have many friends English speakers, but I'm trying, so I need to speak English, and my goal is speaking fluently. So for that
Great.
reason, I'm here.
Yeah. Awesome. Where in the United States do you live?
I live in Coral Springs. It's 30 minutes, 45 minutes to the north of Miami. I live in Miami like 4 years, but
Hmm.
down there, nobody speaks English. Everybody speaks Spanish, and you're
Yes,
never going
that's
to
true.
learn English in Miami.
That's hard down in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great.
For the reason are you learning English for teach them?
I'm Spanish teacher. Also, I teach
Okay.
Spanish here in Berlin too. So
Okay.
Cool.
so my goal is to become a teacher in high school. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be graduated now in Broward College. I'm gonna get my professional certificate
Great.
now. So I need to speak better because every time I have an interview, nobody wants me.
Oh, great. Yeah, excellent. Well, yeah, keep working at it. You'll get there soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the only thing about using the phone is you got to be careful with moving it around just because we hear like, noise every time if you move the phone around or the headphones or
Oh,
something.
okay, okay, got it.
Yeah. And I don't think that I can mute you when you have a phone. I've tried that before and it doesn't
Yeah,
let me mute people. Yeah.
yeah, I try on my cell phone, so it's very
Yeah.
it's very cool because you can do it everywhere, so you have more time to study. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
hmm
All right. Okay, so let's go to number three, Amparo. I think you enjoy the simple things in life. Is that true?
Yes. Yes. I don't go under stress.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, for example, that I like this year. I want a new car. I want to travel to abroad. I want, well, they have a lot of things that they push a lot themselves.
Yeah.
And after that, you cannot enjoy your job even because you are just trying to get your goal.
Hmm.
If you have a family, for example, they want that the children be the best at the school. They have they be the best in the sport that they
Hmm.
practice.
Hmm.
Just you are transmitted the same pressure to your children, and they are not happy. And even though you are not happy at all because you have to get a lot of money for giving them the education to get your goals to travel. And
Hmm.
finally you are a lot under pressure even when you go to abroad. You are not happy because when you are back you have to pay all the credit card that you spent. So so crazy. I don't know why people push themselves a lot when they can enjoy with simple things in your own country. You have a lot of places to visit
Sure.
and to enjoy. So I think you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty happy reading a good book. So that's it, and I can get that free at the library even. So it's pretty nice.
Or those you can read it on the internet. So.
On the internet now, yeah, you can, of course, do a lot of simple things on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, Cesar, what about you? Are you somebody who can enjoy the simple things in life?
I think that is a very important for me. Enjoy the simple things because when we have the opportunity to do the things that I like it, you feel better really.
Yeah.
All day the more part of the day you are in your job, and and the job is a simple thing too, because finally you enjoy the work doing what about do.
Yeah.
Um, but I before the 9 hours of my journey, I try to go home as fast as I can because I like to spend the time with my family and doing the things that I like to do.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I highlighted here where he says you have to have a good balance in life. So
I try to do it.
it can be hard if you work a lot of hours, it can be hard to
Yes,
take care of yourself and have that balance between, doing some things for yourself or with your family and
yes.
then getting your work
And
done.
for
So.
example, I like to read a good book, but in home I can't do it. And I spend the time when I go on a bus reading a book.
Yeah, yeah.
One hour going to job, 1 hour going to home. In 2 hours I read a,
Wow.
a good part of a good book.
Sure. Yeah, that's a nice time.
Uh,
Spend doing that.
yeah.
Jacob, what about you? You like
Uh,
simple things?
yes, I like. Sometimes I like even small talks with my neighbors and old people, and reading good books. I even when I learn English at the time, even I enjoy with it, and uh, meeting my friends, even maybe go to the club, bar, or somewhere, even if it's not like some special day or something. And I think it is very important to enjoy simple things because in life that don't happen always huge things. And if you wait for like very successful things, it may take a long time, and we will always be stressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Well, the I imagine you guys are going to agree with this one. I just wanted to give you guys. I don't know if you heard of Jon Stewart and the Daily Show or Stephen Colbert and the Colbert Report, but those are some pretty funny guys that you can find on the internet, and they have these TV programs. They're comedians, and they kind of make fun of like the news and like what's happening out there in the world. They make a lot of funny jokes, so I try to laugh, and I use them to help me to have a good laugh. So
Oh, good.
yeah, another thing it's funny to look up on YouTube is laughter yoga. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No, I've never heard it.
Yeah, if you look up laughter yoga on YouTube, you'll see all these funny people from India. Actually, they're these like Indian guru guys, and they do laughter yoga where they just start laughing, and then everybody starts laughing, and it's really funny to watch. Try to watch it without laughing, but yeah. I think the other ones are pretty common sense these days. Even though a lot of people are writing about them, they seem like common sense, but it can be hard to get enough exercise. I have trouble with that. I'm working a lot. Being happy, that's of course a good thing. Not getting too stressed out or guilt trips. But this is something that a lot of people are using more and more, is really trying to visualize your success. What is it that you want out of your life, and how do you think you can get it? So, okay, guys, thanks for coming to class, and I hope you have a good, fun day and get to do some laughing.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
teacher. See you.
Okay, guys. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, teacher. Take care. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting process, yeah, because it's from all the different pipes. And how far down in the earth do you have to go usually with the pipes? Hi, Koba. Welcome. I see you. Welcome. Koba, is your name Jacob?
Yeah, it's like Jacob, but
Jacob.
I think it's Jacob.
Yeah, in English it would be Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob. Okay. I was just talking to Cesar a little bit while we were waiting for people to join us. He has an interesting job that I don't know very much about, so I was learning. Thank you, Cesar.
All right, Lisa.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. So many different things that are going on out in the world today. So
Good.
yeah. Okay, so why don't we go ahead? We can get started. There might be some other people who join us. You never know here on Verbling who's going to show up in the class. You can come, at the beginning of the class, but if you can't make it, it's always okay to join the class at any time. So if you come to Verbling and you see that a class is happening and you decide you have some time and you want to jump in, then it's totally okay to do that. That's what we're here for. All right, so today what I have for you guys is this article that I got from this website here called Success.com. Success is a magazine, and as you can imagine, it's for people who are interested in success, whether it be in different type of industries or in general, like as a business person, an entrepreneur, somebody who's interested in being successful in whatever it is that they're doing. So there are lots of different types of articles in this magazine and also online. A lot of them are kind of inspirational and also helping you get organized, set goals, that type of thing. So I found this one that's kind of fun. Not too serious. We were talking about news yesterday, and that's more serious, but this is called Don't Be an Old Grump. Here are 9 ways to think young. So we're going to read about that and see what they have to say and see what it means to stay young. All right. So the way I'll do it is as normal. I'll read out loud so you guys can hear how I'm pronouncing the words. And then you guys will have a chance to read, and I'll go over some words. And since if it stays small like this, I think we'll have time to also discuss the article, so it's always fun to hear what you guys think about the article and how it might relate to your own experience in your own lives. So, yeah, let's just get started, and if other people join us, we'll add them in.
A code designed for transport oil, different like to transport gas.
Oh, okay.
But the materials, for example, the piping materials is the same.
Uh-huh. Okay, interesting. So where are you running the pipes from? Like from the source to the refinery? Is that like one path?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This the from wall is the place that the oil go out from the underground of the earth. Transporting by line of pipe and go on to the refinery or the pump stations or how do you say almacenamiento, almacenar algo.
Oh, I don't know that word.
Is using tanks. Tanks for I don't know. I don't remember how is the word.
Tanks for like a gas station.
Excuse me?
For like a tank from the gas station? Oh, okay, so...
or oil. Or oil or gas.
Oh, okay.
And finally is sold or is using to consume the people, for example, the gas.
To use the... Hi everybody, welcome to another English class here on Verbling.com. My name is Lisa and I'm one of the English teachers here at Verbling, and in this hour we're going to be having a reading class, And I chose an article today that's from success.com, and I put the link to it already up in the Verbling chat box there, where you can go and you can click on that link, and that will take you to the document where I copied and pasted it. I'm also going to post the original link right there in the Verbling chat, so you can see the page where I got this. We're going to be reading this together in class today, so if you have a reservation for this hour, you can go ahead and use your reservation now to come into the Google Hangouts here with me. If you don't have a reservation, then you can just wait 2 minutes until that button appears. It's the Join Class button. It comes up here at the top of the video. This is a live streaming class, and it is available for 1 hour here live, and then it'll be available on the website later. So if you ever miss a class, you can always go back and watch the video to see what was happening in the class. It's a nice resource. Okay, hi Cesar, how are you?
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay.
How was your day?
Oh, I'm working.
Working?
Yes. No, it's great.
Yeah, good. Remind me, what do you do for work, Cesar?
I am working now in a company, oil and gas company.
Oh, right. Yeah. Are you an engineer or
No, I am piping designer.
what type of designer?
My job consists in designs piping systems.
Oh, piping
To,
systems. Okay.
piping systems to interconnected equipment.
Okay. Is this for like systems that are like underground or in the water or
Both,
where?
the
Both.
both,
Okay.
both systems underground, above ground, uh,
Uh-huh.
to facilities of production of the oil and gas,
Mm.
onshore and offshore.
Oh, okay. Wow. So when it says oil and gas, so first you get the crude oil out, but then it gets refined at the refinery into gas. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So different types of pipes perhaps for the
Not really
oil?
is the same. Not really is the same. We have to use the same type of piping to transport oil or gas, but the difference consists in that you have to use different codes of design for both fluids.
Okay.
You use